welcome back to the channel. Everyone's having a great day today. I would call this a sit down. As you guys can tell, I'm standing up because I don't have any chairs out here to sit on. Another disadvantage of moving. A lot of stuff is still kind of everywhere and I can't find a chair to sit on just yet. So that's why I'm standing up today for this video. But anyway, today's video is going to be kind of a what's coming next, but it's going to talk about a lot more about the projects that I had planned before that kind of got pushed to the back burner for various reasons, which I'll get into in a moment. But behind me, of course, is that truck that is rather filthy because we've got animals that tend to run around here at this house that have dirtied the thing up, more so than it already was. So it'll be getting a good clean this weekend. But I want to talk about some projects that I've had to put on the back burner for various reasons, whether it be the move, which was, kind of random and kind of a very impulse kind of thing that happened. I wouldn't say impulse, we knew it was coming, but it kind of threw a monkey wrench in all my plans. So here we are, getting to talk about it now. So first things first, and it's one that a lot of people have asked about, is window tint. Well, a couple people have asked about it. I wouldn't say a lot of people asked about it, but window tint. And I originally planned on getting the truck tinted as soon as I got back from Florida, like within days of me returning from Florida. But then we had this whole thing. I honestly wasn't expecting to move here. I kind of expected it to move to a different area, and it would be, week-long restoration process like it was here. I mean, I say week-long, but it's been more like almost a month long. However long I've been living here now, I've honestly lost track. It's been several weeks. But anyway, as I was saying, the house, we wound up moving to this house, which is ironically just a few houses down from the last house, as a lot of you guys know. And it's taking a lot of work. So let this plane pass. Louder at this house also. Anyway, as I was saying, it's been a week-long process. It was a week-long process the week that we got back from Florida, so I wasn't able to get it done like I wanted to, but here we are now. I'm going to finally talk a little bit about that whole thing, because it is something I still want to do, but it might get pushed back a little bit further due to, well, the air conditioning. So, let you guys know my compressor is on its way out. It's making this horrible sound. It sounds like rod knock when you turn the AC on. And the reason I know it's not actual rod knock is because as soon as I turn the AC off, it stops. And it's obviously proven to be quite the issue. So I've decided to kind of prioritize that instead of window tint. My goal is to get the window tint done before the air conditioning got fixed, but I think it'd be better to kind of just take care of the big problem first and then kind of add on later. Because let's be honest, air conditioning is kind of important in Georgia during the summer. Summers are hot here. Spring is hot here. Pretty much a lot of the year is hot here. Minus winter and fall are one of my favorite times of the year. But that's all regardless of point. So I'm prioritizing the air conditioning first. I was originally planning to get the window tint done first, but I think it'd be smarter to just hold off and wait on the air conditioning to get done first. That way I can at least have air. Because even with window tint, it's still going to get hot in there. It's still going to get unbearable to sit inside with the heat going on. So I want to get the AC fixed first. That way I can have access to that during the summer while I'm working on that. And that way, in case it's a hot day and it starts raining badly and it's still really hot, I can roll the windows up, turn the AC on, and not be sweating to death inside the truck. That's my thought process, at least. It probably didn't make sense I was going to do tent first anyway, but it is still on my radar. It's still something I plan on doing. It just might be a little bit later down the line after the air conditioning gets fixed. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was interior stuff, because right away, I mean, it's one of the biggest sore spots in the truck to me, is the headliner. I originally planned on getting that done as well a lot earlier. It got pushed to the back thanks to how much the exhaust cost me. Which if you guys don't know, my setup, the full bolt-on setup the truck has on it, I spent over $2,000 on recently, which was absolutely astronomical. I was not expecting to spend that much on it. Maybe about $1,000, $1,500. I was kind of prepared to spend about $1,500 to $1,700. Not $2,500, so it was definitely a bit of a random thing to hit me, but it did completely derail a lot of my plans. I mean, I had plans to do the headliner in this, hopefully we can get started the air conditioning a little bit earlier, before the compressor started acting up, like as bad as it is. It's always been acting up since we got it recharged last year. Because it was out of Freon. We recharged it, and then the fan blower went out. I fixed that, and then the compressor went out. So it's like one right after the other when it comes to air conditioning. That truck really just does not want to have air conditioning. But anyway, pretty much that got pushed to the back as well, thanks to all this. And the headliner is kind of in a place now where it's not getting further damaged, because we replaced the third brake light seal, and that's where a lot of the water damage that has came from. It's why it's all centralized in the back side of the truck, and obviously it's sagging in the front. But that comes with age. Cars about that age anyway, when they've been sitting on the sun for as long as the truck has. It's obviously, and with the water damage that it has in the back, probably didn't help that. So I kind of expected it to start having this issue anyway. It's slowed down a lot since the third brake light was replaced. The seal was replaced at least. So it's a lot better than it was. But it is still on my radar things to get done. I just have to sit down and figure out how much that'll cost, what I want to do with it, whether I want to do the same gray ass to kind of keep continuity, or if I want to do something kind of wild like a carbon fiber that I saw at Walmart, for example. I just need to figure out what would work best to have it done. That way I can do it. Probably take that to a shop as well, because I'm not experienced enough and stuff like that to do it. I know it's a relatively simple job, but that's something that actually really bothers me with my interior. So I prefer to get that done by a professional. That way I don't screw it up royally and it looks like crap, because that's the last thing I want to do. And that's pretty much like the two big things I wanted to get out of the way that have been, kind of like on my mind, or things I wanted to talk about and give updates on. Another thing I really wanted to announce recently is I originally had a buyer for my stock seats, and I was pretty certain I was going to get rid of them, but I pretty much at this point, I haven't heard from the guy in a couple months. Really nice dude, by the way, no hate or anything for not talking about it. I mean, this global health crisis has been a big deal, but I think I've decided probably just to hang on to him. He wasn't really going to pay me too much anyway for him, which is fine. I really didn't expect to get much from him anyway. But I was thinking about it, because those carbon buckets kind of suck. I'm just going to be straightforward. I know a lot of it's probably due to my size, which I'm trying not to make a lot of negative connotations about my weight or anything. But I know a lot of it is related to the fact those seats are definitely not designed for someone who's like 215 pounds or much higher than that. Even Hayden, who's like 195 pounds, cannot fit in those seats properly. If that says anything. And so obviously I needed to pay a bit more attention when I bought them for wider seats, but they kind of suck. The quality's not great. One of the bolsters already snapped on them, so I'm already pretty certain that I'm probably going to get rid of them anyway. Obviously those will go for a bargain, even though I've spent $600 in that whole setup. But what I'm thinking about doing is going with a company called leatherseats.com. And this will be a long time down the line, so don't get excited for it to come soon or anything. This will be something that will take a lot of saving to do, and it's going to be after everything else gets taken care of. The crank pulley, the timing tensioners on the outside of the engine, not the cassettes with the actual tensioners on top of the engine. All the mechanical stuff gets dealt with first. So any sort of issue the truck has mechanically, and of course like the headliner and stuff, will be taken care of first. This will be something that happens after all that. This is down the road. But I'm going to go to the company called leatherseats.com, who builds custom seats that refinishes the stock seats. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use their special, I believe it's by a company called Sanctum, heated and cooled seats, which will add heated and ventilated seats to the truck, on the front at least. I could probably have it done on the back if I tried, but I don't want to go through the hassle. But the truck will be getting, at that point, a full custom interior in terms of leather. I'll probably be going with a similar scheme to what the stock seats had, but instead of that dark gray center on the inserts, I'll be replacing it with a dark blue. It will be perforated leather as well to kind of go with everything else. So it obviously will be losing kind of that sports car essence that it has with those carbon buckets, but I want something that's a bit more comfortable, something that's going to be a lot better for long-term driving, because at the end of the day, this is my daily. And I don't want to be uncomfortable in my daily, especially when I finally am able to take it out of town. I do want to take it to Florida. I want to take it to, visit subscribers down in South in Florida that I know that have these kind of trucks. And I want to have some sort of meetup eventually, and I want to make this thing better for long-term long trips. So obviously getting a comfortable interior is kind of a big deal. Getting the exhaust quieted down a touch might be something I do later. I haven't gotten into interstate speeds yet to see how bad the drone is. And that'll be kind of my deciding factor on that. Again, that'll be one on the road as well. I'll probably be swapping the Magnaflows out for Corsa Extremes. I'll have custom Corsa Extreme setup made for it, which will pretty much just be buying used Corsa Extreme mufflers, having them hacked up, and then having them welded in. That'd probably be exactly what would happen. But anyway, that's kind of that. Last thing I want to talk about is something not related to the car stuff, but something related to RT2 actually. A lot of you guys know, if you follow my Instagram, I installed a new CPU in my computer recently, the one I bought back in April. So it's been a long time coming, but I finally had it done. Michael, aka Killstone, he's been in a lot of videos recently. Came down over the weekend and helped me do all that. And he also helped me install the carbon fiber that same exact day. So huge thanks to Michael for coming down and helping all that over the weekend. That was a couple of projects that were quick projects, but he was a big help on all that. I assisted a little bit in the CPU stuff. I didn't really help very much in the carbon fiber. I just really sat there and recorded a lot. Literally, it was about a 30-minute job. That's all it took to do the carbon fiber. And literally, a lot of that was in that video. I caught out a lot of random banter and stuff. I was really about it on that. But, I had that done anyway. I had all that done, and I ran a couple of recording tests, and I'm happy to say I'm now able to record anything that I want in terms of RT2 content. So that finally opens the door up to finally start uploading there again, because I've had a hard time wanting to upload there, but I haven't really had a lot of gaming content to post there, because that's what RT2 kind of exists for. So if you guys like gaming content, you like me, come check that out. I'll probably be starting to do some recording there this weekend. Probably won't be working on videos too much during that time period, because again, this channel kind of takes priority. This channel's got over 1,000 subscribers. Someone's got like 45. So this one is definitely the bell cow for me. So obviously this channel gets all the time, but RT2 will start getting some focus later on with Forza content, gaming content in general. I might record me and Hayden play Rocket League or something like that. But anyway, that's kind of that for now. Hope you all enjoyed this quick little video, just kind of an update on projects that kind of got pushed to the back burner, which are going to start kind of moving towards completion soon. Obviously, the AC compressor is the #1 priority. Once that is gone and replaced, Windows 10 will come very shortly after that, followed by the headliner, and then everything else, like mechanically, like the crank pulley and the timing tensioners will finally come in as well. And then we'll be done. This will be ready to rock until I can get it painted, and depending on where I go with power. Because I think, besides an intake, that is something else on my radar. Besides that, power-wise, this thing's kind of at its cap with its current engine. You guys know, I've already talked about it before, it would cost me, quadruple the thing's worth to boost it right now, because I'd have to put a new engine in it, because 240,000 miles is not good for a boost. That's just kind of obvious, but anyway, I've talked enough. Thank you all again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.